What's up, guys? So, here's my thoughts on why The Matrix Resurrection is enigmatic, pointless, and a failure. First thing first, this is a total box office bust because the movie cost, the budget was around $190 million. And they only grossed $150 million worldwide, and domestic United States wise, only around $40 million. It doesn't help at all when the movie was released simultaneously on HBO Max. And why this movie was released on Christmas, right around Christmas, where the movie was supposed to release like around March 2022, and say why they move up to Christmas where you know you're gonna get dominated and smoke in the box office by Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, they had no shot to make gross any money. So theatrical results in the box office wise is a total failure. And after watching the movie, I mean, what was this? Didn't make any sense. Nothing come close to the original one, the first one. Felt like it followed the same type of story, pattern, script, everything. Like the opening scene, some of the scenes in the middle, to the end. I mean, what was this? Feel like watching The Matrix, the remake of The Matrix, with like revisiting some of the moments in the trilogy. It would feel like that watching. And they treated the trilogy like it was a video game story, like what happened in the video game. It's just like that. The movie was telling like that. It's so disrespectful what this movie did to the original trilogy. Something that was promising sequel to devolve into pointless and senseless storyline and plenty of obnoxious and mindless sci-fi actions. It doesn't come close at all to the original, nor the trilogies. It's a failing sci-fi action nostalgia revisiting some of the moments in the trilogy and pick up the story in a new direction, but it's a total vague, and the story is so incomprehensive. Took a long time to understand what was all about. The cohesiveness of the movie was so less and so unclear. Resurrections flat out disrespect the trilogy in every respect. Overwork, overdone, CGI effects. A lot of fighting, shooting scenes were as bad, unimaginative, depressingly uninspiring as Revolutions, the third one. Just so ridiculously mindless. Very excessive. It's not entertaining. Doesn't live up to the greatness Revelation that was the first one, nor my personal favorite, Reloaded, the second one. In general, it falls flat completely in their face. And the timeline in the movie is set 60 years after the Machine War. Okay, I kind of get that part, but what happened in the middle? And it kind of continued from the end of the Revolutions. End of Revolutions, but how they pick up the story, it's so disorganized. I didn't like it at all. And the characters in the movie, they brought back Keanu Reeves as Neo, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity. Okay, I understand it, but Keanu Reeves, what was that? I mean, long hair, beard, and everything. Are you reprising John Wick? I mean, come on, that was so dirty for me. And Carrie-Anne Moss, her role as Trinity, she was less in this movie. She didn't remember anything at all in terms of her, like Trinity herself. She was a different personality, so she was lesser on the role, which I didn't like it. And Morpheus, I like Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus. Instead, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II played Morpheus. And just didn't get me. Just didn't get me because I like the continuity for the casting, especially in this kind of series movie. You need to have a continuity, have a familiarity of like who is playing this character. I like that part. Instead of him playing Morpheus, he was trying to kind of wanna be Morpheus, like a copycat. He just didn't impress me at all. And Bugs, as the new character in this movie, played by Jessica Henwick. I mean, she was okay, but she was had the audience attention, I guess, and she was the new Trinity. That's why Carrie-Anne Moss, her role was so less. So that part like not make any sense. And new Smith, Agent Smith, it just didn't impress me at all. Didn't impress me at all. And the analyst played by Neil Patrick Harris, he's the one who kind of controlled this new reality of the Matrix. He was seemed like the kind of the mastermind behind this kind of whole operation. I'll kind of get that part. And Niobe, I'll give one credit. Niobe, played by Jada Pinkett Smith, they used a lot of prosthetics in this one. Like they say they prepare like 5 hours to make it look her like 60 years older than her original self. That was impressive. That part was impressive, but I just didn't like the overall structure of the characters in this whole movie. And did the story make sense at the end? In general, yeah. I mean, Neo and Trinity were basically suppressed from their past and trapped in a new Matrix reality. Kind of get that part, but overall scheme of the movie just didn't make any sense. Didn't quite. It's so mysterious, just so like unimaginative, really. And this really poked fun at the original The Matrix. The feel of the movie is so enigmatic. It didn't make any sense at all. Very wasteful. Nothing resonates at all. By that, this movie was a trash 1 star. I didn't like it at all. Thought it was a total waste. It's not special. They should never made this film in the first place. It disrupted the continuity. An absolute box office flop big time. The Matrix Resurrections fall short in every which ways. Basically, nearly 20 years after the last one, didn't have the drive, energy, thriller, nor the passion. It was empty and sleepy, careless action visuals. This was quite pathetic in retrospect. Just confusing, boring, slow going, very lost. Should not have made this film at all, at all. And if you're gonna make this kind of movie, like maybe the spinoff, before the Matrix, Morpheus story, I would have liked that kind of story. Instead, they made this, it was so pointless, it's a total failure. I didn't like it at all. And the Matrix Resurrection is a total failure. Total failure. So that's my thoughts on the Matrix Resurrection. Is enigmatic, pointless, and a total failure. Do you agree with it or not? Leave a comment down below. This is Charles Media Pod. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, follow the channel. Also, follow my letterbox on the link as well. Take care until next time.